Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back to another round of How to Draw Anything. My name is Lynn, and I work for the San Mateo County Library System. You may recognize my face from the Belmont branch, or maybe from all the other art programming that we have been streaming online. And I am joined by...
Hi everybody, my name is Debbie, and I also work for San Mateo County Libraries, and you would normally find me at the Millbrae branch. And so today we are doing part 2 of our, what do we call this? Like a
joint collaboration pseudo-telephone game.
Yeah! So last week Lynn penciled a wonderful drawing, and this week I'm going to be inking it.
Yes.
So
very excited to see how it turns out.
And I personally actually do love inking, and I'm actually excited to ink somebody else's work because Lynn draws in a way that I really appreciate, and it's also different from what I normally draw. So I feel like when I do ink somebody else's work, I feel like I'm kind of learning, like, oh, this is how that person draws. So it's a fun exercise for me too.
Yeah, this will be really interesting because I've kind of both demonstrated and mentioned before that my inking isn't really inking so much as cleaning up the sketch. So it'll be interesting seeing, like, taking a sketchy drawing and having someone actually line it versus how I would do it, which is solidifying those lines instead.
Someday we'll maybe have to do the opposite. See how you would ink, or maybe clean up my lines.
Yeah, we could reverse something.
Yeah.
We have one more part of this project, but that can be a feature.
Yes, that's
true. That'd be fun.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm hold on, let me see. Let me get this set up. Sorry.
Okay. No. Sorry if you can hear my computer fan. It is also feeling the heat. Right?
Oh yeah. Right.
It's been a hot few days.
It has. All right.
Magical girl.
Yay! So this is Lynn's wonderful drawing, and I loved watching her pencil it.
Yeah, so you have permission to adjust things as you feel necessary, if you think the anatomy's off, if you want to add in other details, etc.
Okay.
So I'm very flexible on all that, but I'm just very curious to see how she looks a little more polished by someone else's hands.
This should be fun, I think. So
it will be.
So actually haven't decided which inking tool I'm gonna use. I was thinking I'm not gonna use my regular one.
Ooh,
yeah, so there's this one. Sorry, there's this one that's, I'm not ruining your drawing, don't worry.
No, I know how digital art works. You're on a different layer, you have an undo button.
So there's that one. Yeah. And then I was thinking also this one, which would be kind of interesting too. Which is kind of more a
little spritchier.
Yeah. Do you have a preference? I'll do the other one too.
I'm leaning a little towards the other one just because I think I would like a cleaner look.
Okay.
But that second pen is very cool. I've used it occasionally when trying to letter things and wanting a bit of a more scraggly edge.
I've used it for Inktober, just for like experimentation, and I really do like the style of it. It kind of gives like a old, I don't know how to describe, but it's kind of like an old retro kind of feel to
it. It feels a little worn.
Yeah, it does.
Which gives it a kind of extra bit of personality.
Yeah. Okay, now it's fun time.
Yes. Yeah, I actually just recently remembered, I think it was this weekend, maybe a little before, I had saved a video completely unrelated to drawing this that was all about the history of magical girls.
Okay.
And I came across it and I was like, oh, hey, that's relevant.
Oh, awesome. Did it say anything like that you can share?
Yeah, no, it was very interesting. It was a video done by the streaming platform Crunchyroll. Like, apparently they have a YouTube channel. I didn't know that. But it's very interesting, the kind of like surprisingly cyclical relationship between like Western and Eastern animation and like television in particular, where I knew that kind of the original example of manga was inspired by like how Disney did their art and their characters. Like I think it was Astro Boy with the idea of like the really big eyes in proportion to the face. Like that was inspired by Disney style.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I'm like 90% sure.
Oh.
And in this case, the magical girl genre was apparently initially inspired by the West again with the TV show Bewitched.
No way, really?
Apparently a lot of people really liked it in Japan, and they like kept sort of readapting different elements both off of it and off of each other. So like the original magical girls were interestingly actually really more witchy than
Oh. I would not have known like Bewitched was such a
I didn't know
influence.
that either. I was really surprised.
That's funny.
Yeah, but it's very cute, and it's very interesting seeing like what different elements they latched onto. Where I think a large part of what they liked with Bewitched was that it was very much a kind of domestic comedy, I guess. It's very slice of life, and that's the elements they adapted over. They took a character who's this young, super magical, powerful girl and just went about her ordinary everyday life. Like just little cute hijinks and things.
Yeah, I guess that does fit into like a lot of magical girls where they're, you know, supposed to be like, you know, ordinary.
They're like often middle school, high school age girls who still have school problems, and they're making friends and they have crushes and things.
Exactly.
And at nights they take on sparkly outfits and go fight evil and punch them. And it's great. It's a good genre.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really interesting sort of the way they tracked its history and like pointed out how there's like a lot of series that have ultimately sort of faded into obscurity in modern day. Were like interestingly the first ones to like use certain tropes or terms. And I really kind of would like to sort of go in, like to see more of the context of this series was the first that did like a talking mascot character, but I'm curious whether it's the series that also popularized it or if there was something else that sort of picked up on its idea and then really solidified the formula.
Right. I mean, there's just so many shows out there now. You just see influence upon influence, you know.
I mean, that's pretty much how all creative works work. Like, nothing really is created totally in a vacuum. It's always by, like, you liked this thing and you didn't like this thing, so you made this new thing that kind of is influenced by both of those opinions.
Right.
But yes, Moon was really the big one that broke it.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Brought the genre back into the West.
Right.
And interestingly, which I didn't know, it was very much the first of its formula to do it as a team rather than like a singular character.
Oh.
And apparently a large part of that was inspired by the Super Saiyan genre, which we know here as Power Rangers.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what's that?
Super Saiyan is what Power Rangers is an adaptation of.
Okay.
So it banked on multiple things and became a resounding success.
Right. Did Sailor Moon come like kind of late? I don't know if like...
Yeah, it was, I'm tempted to say late 90s for the manga, and then maybe late 90s to early 2000s for the anime adaptation that then got exported over. Like, honestly, Sailor Moon's something I sort of found retroactively. I didn't actually grow up directly with it because they aired their cartoon on a different channel that I didn't have.
Oh, yeah.
So pretty much all of my anime influence as a baby who didn't know what anime even was Cartoon Network.
Right.
So if it wasn't on Cartoon Network, I wasn't watching it.
Right. I feel like Cartoon Network I was a little bit older. I still watched Cartoon Network, but just it was during like the Dexter's Laboratory and Powerpuff Girls era.
Those were fun shows.
Dexter's Laboratory is great. Like, it's just so funny. I wish I could rewatch that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's available on anything.
I haven't seen it.
No.
Last
no one
I
really
checked.
talks about it.
Yeah. I just thought it was brilliant. Yeah. Really good stuff.
I feel like there was the one episode that really stuck with me was the one where I think he was trying to like charm people by speaking French, but the only thing he knew how to say in French was like omelet. And so it was just going around like, say that thing in French, and it's like omelette de foie.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember.
And everyone's like, oh, it's French. That's my air conditioning kicking in. That's cute. Fine. Yeah. And also how he inexplicably had a completely different accent.
Yeah, it was like German or something.
Yeah, because he's a mad scientist, I guess. I always liked his sister Dee Dee.
Oh yeah,
a total chaos agent.
Hi, Dexter.
Yeah, Sailor Moon was one of those where I sort of liked other people's enjoyment of it, and then finally started watching bits and pieces of it. So,
yeah, that one I missed the boat on. I never caught on that show, or I don't know if I've ever seen an episode.
I've seen. Like I said, you're older. I'm the one who's like the fake fan because I was a child when it was on television, and I was no, I kind of prefer Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z. I just didn't know what channel it was on.
Right.
No, Cardcaptor Sakura was sort of my proper introduction to magical girls. I think I watched it in high school when I was marathoning through a whole list of anime. And it's a very, very sweet one.
Oops.
I like the line weight in this.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I tend to like thick and thin. I don't know if I say grew up using a brush and ink. Pre-digital, I was using dip pens and a brush and actual ink, which I actually miss. It's fun.
Yeah, I've always been too intimidated to do it properly like that.
It's fun. Yeah. It's fun getting like dirty, inky fingers.
Yeah, in all fairness, like I don't think there's any moment I'm happier than when I like look at my hand. I'm like, oh, pencil smudges, or oh, there's the paint colors.
I did art today.
Yes, it feels like you made something. You've been marked by it. It's shows you.
Right. And
as long as it's washable.
Right.
You don't want it too permanent.
And I've always kind of been drawn to that thick thin, I think, especially from working with either a nib or the brush. But I feel like I have fun drawing with like technical pens too, They all have their own place.
Yeah, no, I've come to really like using brush style pens, but I've never quite managed to overcome my fear of true dip the pen in ink, put the pen on paper, because I'm always scared it's going to blob everywhere and just be like, no.
It's kind of fun though, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You know, just seeing those rich blacks in real life.
Color any other way.
IRL, you know.
Yeah, I had a big idea that at some point one of my Inktober runs was going to be trying to use those kind of materials.
Yeah.
I have to get a hold of them somehow, but maybe this year.
Yeah. I can give you some brand recommendations.
Yes, I'd be interested in that. Yeah, I like using Inktober as like an excuse to do multiple layers of projects, like using different materials and also being like, hey, let's storyboard out a story I wanted to do, or hey, let's take the prompts and try and cater them to the specific thing that I want to make. So.
Right. It's always, it's good, like learning and experimental times. I have a question about this part of the dress.
Yes.
Is this like a panel, like multi-paneled?
I think the vague idea I had was the two lines going down connect to the sort of flare out of the coat. So that's kind of one piece. And the diamond can either be like a decoration or like a little cutout.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So wait, that you might be interpreted at the coloring stage, but
is it like a cardigan almost type of thing?
A little bit, but like I was just doing very simple streamlined lines so that they all connected together. Okay. But that was the vague idea of like the lines then connect to the part that's like flaring out behind her.
Okay. I'll just follow that then. And this is a cutout.
Yeah, I realized sort of retroactively I didn't add any detail of like what the source of her power is. So most of the time they have like a little gem or like an accessory or something.
Oh, yeah.
Or a giant magical mallet.
Yes.
Yeah. So happy to be here. What a day, folks. What a day.
It's totally the voice. It's
100%.
You nailed it. These are like bows, right?
Yeah. Just extremely messy. Yeah, the idea is like little bows that kind of mark where the folds of the skirt are, and then it has like ruffles.
Maybe I shouldn't be so messy then, huh?
And you are still free to reinterpret things. If you want to add details or change them, you have my permission.
Okay.
This is fun to watch so far.
Oh, fun. Good.
I mean, at least I'm having fun.
I'm having fun.
Yay!
I still enjoy like interpreting your drawing and but still getting the satisfaction of me like putting lines down.
Yeah, it is very satisfying to kind of like solidify things. Just like put a line down and be like, ah, yes, this is what you are.
Yeah. Let's see. This.
Having lines like this should make it fun to color too.
Yeah.
So nice and bold.
That's next week's project.
Yes, look forward to that.
Ruffles are kind of interesting to interpret. I hope I'm doing it justice.
I like it so far.
Okay. I'm like,
my ruffle is legitimately just to be like, and random wavy line.
And that's
cloth fold like this. You don't care.
And that's what's fun about it too. I feel like because it's like it doesn't have to be perfect, and yet there's something like. For me, it's kind of zen to do because it's not like you're just putting down lines and you're putting down a pattern and it's, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, because when it comes to imitating the real life cloth, like, it's kind of freeing because any line you put suddenly feels like it's part of the chaos of folds.
Mm-hmm.
Even without having to really think about, like, is this how clothing wrinkles work?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's just ruffly and fluffy.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think it was too bad an outfit to just kind of make up on the fly.
Yeah. No, I'm super impressed. That's why you're the penciler and the thinker.
Hey, it all works out.
Yeah.
I do like the process of cleaning up my sketches, but a part of why my inking is cleaning up sketches is because I'm not as big on inking. Because I always like trying to maintain the sketchiness.
Right.
I've never been quite as good at being like, and this one single line represents the 3 dozen I did to make that pant leg.
Uh-huh.
I always like how that style looks, but I've never been quite as confident in imitating it.
Mm. Okay.
Getting close.
Is it? How am I doing on time? I forgot to check.
I'll be honest, I didn't check either.
Darn it.
Gonna assume it's been 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah. And more ribbons.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, I like adding them in. I've mentioned before that they're my cheat for adding extra sense of motion. If you draw a character in a pose and then you draw like accessories and hair like moving behind them, it suddenly feels like, oh, there's motion that happened. There's lots of other ways to sort of capture a sense of motion in art, but I think a lot of it comes down to sort of like manipulating line weight, especially, which kind of I already mentioned. I don't do quite as much as I'd like the style of. So that's my life hack. If you tend to do thinner lines and you still want movement, add accessories that can show off where things came from.
Lynne's tips. Lynne's drawing hacks.
And that's basically what afternoon doodling was.
Yeah.
Here's my vague attempts at teaching the life hacks that I kind of learned. That was a fun series to make, though. I think they came out good.
Yeah. Okay, not done yet.
Ooh.
Well, let me do sparkles.
Ah, yes, the all-important.
Although I feel like those should be at the end. Sparkles are always at the end, but
yeah, they're kind of the finishing polish.
But I'm doing it now anyway.
That's okay too.
Like they're there.
They must be inked.
I gotta do them because I'm gonna take away the pencils in a bit.
Ah, okay. I think you may need to add in a background.
What?
Just like a blank white background, because I noticed the file I sent you was both the background and the sketch merged together.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? There's a
We'll
background? Okay.
We'll see shortly.
We'll see, okay. What?
It's a digital art quirk.
Okay, hold on. Let's
sometimes happens.
I think I'm done with your pencils, so I'm gonna close that.
Oh no, you have a background color, it's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, if you looked at the layers, sketch, it's both the sketch and the background of what I drew it against.
Got it. Now I
separate. Yeah.
I see what you're saying now. Just do this. Did I do that right?
I love the face on that mallet.
I do too. It's so fun.
Hey!
Hey! I want to give it some texture though. Kind of like a more wooden texture.
Ah, okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you add a lot more texture with your lines than I tend to.
I don't know if this is going to work, but.
They're both so happy to be doing the job.
Happy to bonk some monsters. Bonk.
Again, a big part of the appeal of Magical Girl.
I almost feel like the name of this mallet should be Bonk or something like that.
That's a pretty good one.
Something bonky, you know?
Mm-hmm. I was going to say Bonkers, but I think that's like an Animaniacs character.
Oh, is it?
It sounds very much like a name that.
Oh, yeah, it does. I was more of a Tiny Toons fan. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people really love the Animaniacs, but did you watch Tiny Toons too?
I've seen bits of both of them. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't watch them consistently enough that they were like my favorite series.
Yeah.
But they were both a lot of fun, like the bits that I caught. Like, I think Toons was closer to my actual era of like airing live versus Animaniacs being like, this was the preceding things.
I thought they were on at the same time when I was growing up.
I think they re-aired.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
But I'm pretty sure, like, they did that with Scooby-Doo a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I watched a ton of Scooby-Doo from all different eras because they just kept rerunning the old ones at the same time as making new ones.
It's amazing, like, how Scooby-Doo has survived all eras.
It's really stuck in the public consciousness.
Yeah.
It's a winning formula.
Yeah, man. Good for them. That and Garfield.
Yeah, Garfield's...
That one I kind of don't understand. Because Garfield always looks like Garfield. Garfield has not gotten an update in looks or hasn't gotten any, like, revamps, like Scooby-Doo has. Yeah,
Scooby-Doo's been reinvented a lot, but Garfield's kind of just always Garfield.
Yep. Exactly. So it's like, that one somehow stands the test of time too.
Yeah.
For kids.
Good on them.
Yeah. Go Jim Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. I don't know if I did that right. Should I have done that?
Works.
It does? Okay.
It's a magical outfit. It can do whatever you want.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know. My shadows, I feel like, are not.
Shading is hard.
Yes.
I think I did initially kind of like vaguely shade that in just to be like, and this is the underside, but then I just sort of ignored it from there.
Yeah, I'm like trying to see if I can be consistent with.
Yeah, adding shadows adds a lot.
I don't know. Is that right? No. Let's see. I don't know.
It may be that it's too short to cast that a shadow. I think that might be it.
So no.
I like the idea of it being a little darker, like
a little darker
area, but I think it should be closer to the ruffles. Like it's more like just those lines are a bit thicker.
I like that then. I like that idea. Like that? Like just a little bit.
Yeah, I think that works a little better. Yeah. And stay tuned for part 3, in which the coloring stage, maybe add a little more shading there.
Should I do anything to her eyes?
I
was like thinking like
I think she lost her eyebrows. Ooh.
Wait, I'm just seeing. I never really draw like anime eyes.
Mm. That works.
Oh, she lost eyebrows? What the heck? Wait, is this the right pen? Black. Oh, she lost eyebrows.
Yeah.
There they are.
There they are. They kind of got lost in her hairline, to be fair.
Thank you for pointing that out. Is that good?
I think that's where I drew him, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What else?
I feel like if I did anything, I would add kind of the same kind of shading you did to the mallet's mouth to her.
Okay.
And I might thicken her, like, the top of her eyes a little, just because that's kind of my preferred style. I usually make them thicker.
You mean like this?
Yeah.
This?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Those are sort of my only immediate notes.
That's good. I'm glad you said it. How's that look?
That's good.
And then yeah.
Like weapon, like master. Yeah.
Let's see. I feel like her arm needs a little bit more.
I think we may be getting to the end of our allotted time.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I know, it's easy to get lost in
like, I want to improve.
Yeah, but it's like, if we were at 15 minutes before, 15 more minutes have passed.
Okay, that's the end then.
Okay.
Yay! Yay! That was fun.
That was fun to watch.
Yay, thank you, I'm glad.
That is interesting, because I do think the way I would have cleaned up the sketch would have made it look a little different, just in terms of...
I kind of want to see your version now.
Maybe later. Maybe it's like a bonus thing.
Yeah.
Next week, if I recall our plan correctly, we're both going to do our own take at coloring that picture. And we'll compare the results. So I'm not quite sure who's going to film it yet, or if we're going to like swap partway through. We'll have those details ready by next week. But that should be a lot of fun. I'm very interested to see how the coloring can maybe make another layer of difference. I think it'd be most exciting if we aren't paying attention to what the other is doing.
Yeah, that's true. That'll be kind of hard if somebody is going to be on screen.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we'll have to like both be drawing and being like, I'm not looking.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not watching.
Like, I'm still performing for the camera. Not cheating. Yes, thank you for doing that. I'm excited.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Send me that file over.
Yeah, I will send that to you. Cool. All right. So thank you all for joining us. We've got to do our little spiel. Remember, you can go to smcl.org to see all of our past episodes of How to Draw Anything. You can also see the episode that Lynn, when she penciled this drawing. Also, all the other content that we have, even our summer STEAM programs. We have, gosh, what are the new ones that are coming?
Yeah, we're doing some like tech cafes, possibly some other kind of like tech showcasey programs. Fall's
be in some of those. Yeah.
I look forward to that then.
And
STEAM camp's technically wrapped, but the playlist is still there. The activities are all still there, and we're always working on new stuff to be putting out alongside the consistent storytime staples and such. So keep an eye out for all the cool things.
And yes, and then also if you are watching this show and you want to show us what you're drawing, you can tag your drawings at SMC Libraries. You can do that on social media, or you can use the hashtag SMCL Creates. We'd love to see what you're drawing too. Maybe you guys are doing your collaborations with your friends or your buddies or your siblings or your parents. Ask someone to draw a drawing and maybe you can ink it and then you can swap roles. So,
yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It is. Highly recommended.
By an industry professional. All right, but I think that pretty firmly brings us to the end of the time for today. So thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you soon with part 3.
Yay! See you guys. Bye.